No, I think what I was processing as I heard the two of you speak is in terms of where we were, filmmaking and technology,
Yeah.
to now for all of us to be a part of a movie where I think every kind of technology that is available in the world today is probably at our disposal through this movie. And the fact that we have a director who's used it so intelligently, and also to find that balance, because also with AI and things like that, I think you can also lose the soul of performances, but I think to be able to find that balance between technology that's available to you but to also keep the performances real, I think is what makes this movie and this experience very special.
Yeah. Some of the visuals of the sets, we were either against a green screen or just close up, we never know. But quite honestly, for the first time, I've seen
The visuals.
the surroundings.
Correct.
And it's just unbelievable. And my God, I always wonder how Nagi had this vision.
That's what I was saying. It was all in his mind.
No, and even for us who like breathe in, breathe out with him every day, we'll be like sometimes, what are we shooting? Which scene are we shooting? What are we
what
doing?
we've created is only like the 30% of the set. Like for example, where you guys were fighting, it's just that bridge where we shot for a long
but now
time.
you see
but
the
now
whole
there's a
world
whole
done.
city there. So,
When we watched the world, we started watching some of the CG shots and fully built sets, we're like, wow, this is what this man had in his head, fully there. Like he knew what he was doing.
I think she knew what he was doing.
No, I would just peep into the edit room. I'm like,
the first sentence. What did he say
just
about
like-
the film? The first, when he should tell you first.
No, Nagi's the biggest expression would be like,
No.
it's
The
good.
first time when he told about the story or the movie, what he want to make, he told you first. I think, as I remember.
Yeah, so basically he
said,
just
like,
said like, I have
this
this
is the
story,
time.
one word, he just said like, there's a small story that I really like,
Small.
but there's another one, but there's another one, which is like a really like something that I would do at another stage, but if I don't do this now,
then I might not
then
be
I
able
might
to
not
do
be
it
able
again.
to do it again.
And then he
Yeah,
for some
so-
reason
so I
went
said
on
that,
saying in his own words, I'd say, that this is something India deserves now. We will have to tell this sort of storytelling in India. We have to have our own, stories like this.
Yeah.
So this has been there with him for the longest time. And apparently he wanted to do it with Prabhas like ages back. I said like, I don't even know how.
First film you want to do with me,
Apparently
told me.
with this film, and then
No, the fact that we are able to mix mythology with something futuristic
Correct.
is so unique
Yeah, it's unique, sir.
and very intelligent.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
intelligent. Most of India, all of India recognizes our mythology and our history and our culture and whatever our traditions.
And what could go wrong?
And what could go wrong. Yes. But to be able to bring that and make it sound real, we'll be disclosing a lot of the story if we do that, but the fact is that by the end of the film, you will actually believe what you saw. And that is the vision that, will make the success of the director, of the production and the film also. But Prabhas, you worked in similar subjects earlier also.
This is like this.
Bahubali, for example, was
periodic.
was a little periodic.
This
but
is future.
Here there is period and the future mixed together.
Yeah,
It's just, it must have been a
And my
experience.
character is like, it has a lot of, it has grey, superhero, funny. So I
Also the
think
first time you have humor. One of the
humor I
first few
did for
times.
like, before Bahubali I did, but for other than Telugu, I think this first time they're watching me in humor. Funny character with superhero, with grey shade. So I think the way he wrote, I think this is the best character ever in my life. The way he wrote it.
And also I have to say that, one of the most difficult casting ever was Kamal sir.
Kamal sir, yeah,
As
he was so
Yaskin.
worried
For
about
We
it.
were like,
months,
we were shooting, but then like Yaskin, when is Yaskin
It's
coming?
coming.
The whole film is Yaskin, but where is Yaskin? And how would you cast this person who's equivalent to, or like, mightier than these two superheroes, and then who is it? And then we could only think, we were like, we were
behind for
1 year, sir, easily 1 year.
easily
Easily 1
behind.
year.
And I was telling, by will he do it. Don't torture me. Just leave.
It's not a question of torture because self-doubt becomes, you've done this, he has done this, he has done this, what am I going to do? That was the reason why
Nagi also
I realized. And it's not that I've played bad guys before, even as a lead bad guy, psychopaths and all that, but this is something else.
Yeah. First time. We are lucky to have Kamal sir.
The detailing of the equipments that are going to be there, like the bus, for example. And the car,
We had
Buji,
a
for
auto.
example. And I didn't know that Buji was made in India.
It is fully
Made by
Only
Mahindra
made
and one
in
of the
India.
Mahindra.
It was made by Mahindra and JM Motors and
Yeah.
also a lot of young Indian engineers. A lot
It's
of
just
young,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Many a times I used to ask Nagi when I went on the set and said, "Okay, how did you think of this?" So he said, "There are companies that have think tanks, and we gave them the idea, and they come up with projections, and then we approve something."
Even for a storyboard, you came up with a new guy. I suggested somebody.
Correct, sir.
We even tried that.
Correct, sir, yes.
It's not that they have a team and they'll never try anything new. Because we tried, we didn't like it.
Yes.
We came back.
For your
So
look.
there was still experimentation.
Yes.
Even my look, I don't know, it must have changed about 5 times at least.
Yeah.
Costume,
Agreed,
look,
yeah.
everything.
No, and also Nagi is very fortunate to be working with you two, especially at your stature. You're willing to experiment with him. You're willing to explore things with him. So in one of the interviews which we just did, they said, was it a big pressure? Shooting with Bachchan sir and Kamal sir. He said, initially, I was like, I found it very funny and silly that I would actually direct both of them. then, it felt so easy because they both said, don't make me an Amitabh Bachchan, don't make me a Kamal Haasan. Do something else with us. He had the same notion with both of you all, and he enjoys working with you both so much. Absolute no pressure. I'm like, you are directing them, and he has no pressure on his face. So I think it's a great synergy.
I don't know about him, but it's terrible to be able to even think like this. I don't want to play myself. Well, what is myself? I'm not me. With all due respects, we're all fakes in front of the camera anyway. We're playing fake characters. And, the writer is a true genius. He dreams, he thinks. But all of us are fake. So, what is it about me? It's nothing. It's just something that you've seen in a visual in a film. It's not that this is how we are.
But Abhinji, that's a gyan you get after 20-25 years.
And Deepika, first time you're doing a Telugu film, it's like completely different from the Bollywood, or little different, or very, very different.
No, I mean, I
And
think...
Nagi is very different for us also, because in the first story when he told me, I could hear only 20%. Other part I asked my friends, like, what did he say? I didn't understand. So he's like, should have been tough for you from Bollywood to this.
No, I mean, I think that world of the movie, which I think is new, even for the audience, it's new. But I think as actors, you're not really thinking. I think when you emote, the language, I think, comes secondary. It's
No, the language is a
emotion
problem.
is what, and I think that's the language of cinema, right? It's transcends borders. So you can act in English, you can act in Telugu, you can act in Hindi, but I think as long as the emotion, you can just say so much with your eyes without saying anything at all and be able to convey that emotion.
And you can show the best
The
with
words
your eyes.
are more like a crutch, I feel. So no, I didn't feel like, I'm now working in Telugu cinema, or it didn't feel overwhelming in that sense. Because what you're investing in as an actor is the emotional journey of the character.
But for a production of this value and extent, what I found was that until Nagi got the right thing at the right place, he never compromised.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
If he did something
He
with
has a
you,
beautiful way of getting what he wants.
Very smooth.
he won't
Very-
shout from there.
No.
No.
He'll come up very quietly.
Correct.
So I think we should
But very pertinent.
Yes, yes.
Very pertinent. It's not just asking for
not,
one
yeah.
more.
And
It'll
even
be-
after seeing the rushes, Kamal, there are times when he said, sir, I feel we can improve on that and do something. And as producers, how do you live with this fact? Hey, we've got to redo this thing. We've got to put up the set again.
the
We've got to
biggest
get the
budget of-
artists back. We've got to get the timing and the dates. And never have I seen any kind of, regret or a very morose kind of face. Saying, hey, we got to do it again. This guy's not worried about the
The
cost or whatever.
costliest picture I feel.
I think
I really marvel at that.
I think in the cave set, the first set that we shot, so we finished the schedule. I think we shot for 4 days or 5 days, and we were like almost done. And we are like, okay, so this is done. So then it was like, take those 3 pillars and take the flooring. I'm like, why, we're done, right? So then I was like, I didn't understand. So then after 4 months, we were shooting that same thing. So then I was like, okay, so from every set, I know what to keep. So I'm sure there will be something or the other that now you will
tell
go
a
back.
story about how
Nagi will go
producers
back.
feel happy when big artists like that lend themselves to the show. Shivaji Saab had not worked for a year. He came to act in Tevar Makam. We did the scenes. So for him it's very new to see something on a computer.
Correct.
So
That's right.
I was showing off and I showed him in a computer the cut version of the scene. Can I stay one more day? He said, one more day? Yeah, you can. What? Can you do all those close-ups? It looks very amateurish. I said, I thought he's talking about me.
Yeah.
He said, me, I have not acted for 1 year. It shows.
Oh, gosh.
How can you refuse a man like that? I said, if I had to rebuild the set, I would have built it for him. So the director is asking for something. That's what I said. The word pertinent I used was,
Yes, exactly.
when he tells you, you're convinced. You're not asking, what do you want? Please tell me what you want. Keeping on. Taking after take, what do you really want? But he clearly tells you, and you say, yes, that's what I should have done. And that's very rare in a
Amazing.
director. Very few have that. When that happens, the set lights up, even without lights.
But to be working, in the kind of circumstances that we did because of the
COVID and
way films are being shot now, it's a huge challenge a huge challenge for me. I'm sure Kamal, you must be feeling the same thing. But not to have that environment around you and to be able to imagine that. It's
very
a little
difficult.
putting off in the beginning, but then when you see a couple of results, then you get used to it. But for us, it was
Like I was just telling backstage, my mentor, Mr. K. Balachandar, I went and told him a story which I saw Rishida and he, between shot, light up, they used to be playing chess. Both the lead man and the director will be playing chess and the unit will be waiting. And he'll say, okay. And then they'll go to the shot. I came back and told my boss that that's how calm a shot will be. Are you trying to tell me something? I said, yes, sir. You're so excited. And I am nervous. What do you expect with you guys in the set? I am nervous. No, but it catches on. It's contagious. And we don't want that. But that's very important.
But what is really admirable, and I've said it so many times, is the kind of discipline that we see in the South. I'm sure that you will agree with that.
No, but
That discipline
well, the
is
grass
just
is always
unbelievable.
greener.
Right from the spot boy to the director to the co-artist, there's a kind of discipline which I can't put in words.
I